Hi friends, I'm Rachna. I'm sure in your daily lives there are people, maybe from your workplace or your friends or neighbors, who generally ask you for some help or a small favor, and often you decide to help them out, right? Now, how do you reply when someone says, "Hey, could you help me please?" And you're like, "Yeah, okay." Like, "Yes," right? But there are certain formal and informal ways that you could say, "Yes, I will help you," or "I could help you." Now, when you're at work, it is always nice to use the formal ways because that is how the work culture is, right? In the corporate world, it is good to be formal no matter how friendly you are to your colleagues. So, let's see a few formal ways of saying yes when your colleague, your manager, your subordinate, or your contemporary asks you, "Could you help me?" Now, if you say yes, sure, welcome, that means you are open to helping the person, and the person is always welcome to come up to you and ask for help. Now, imagine there is a new person who has joined your team, and obviously he is still in the process of figuring out of what's happening around office and how the whole team functions or how work happens. So often he is going to come up to you and say, "Hey, could you just help me out? I mean, I kind of don't get this." And make him feel comfortable by using the formal word, by saying, "Of course, anytime you're welcome to come up to me." That means you are welcoming the person to come to you for help. Now, sometimes you want to tell the person that you are surely going to help him. Okay, you want to tell your team member, "Of course, I am going to help you for sure." And to make that or to emphasize on that, "Sure, I will," if someone asks you, "Could you help me?" you could say, "Certainly." That means of surely. Okay, so certainly. Okay. Now imagine if you call the customer care, okay, of say of a telecom company, and you have issues with your network or maybe some issue with your number, and you ask them for help and you say, "Hey, could you help me with this?" And they'll be like, "Certainly, ma'am." And that's a formal way of saying, "Of course I'll help you, surely I'll help you." Well, that is a very assuring word, certainly, and a formal word. Okay. Now, the next way is "of course." Of course means definitely, I will help you. Okay. So imagine I go to my manager and say, "Mr. D'Souza, I mean, could you just help me with figuring out this PowerPoint presentation? I mean, I have a little issues, working on it." And he says, "Of course, Rachna, I will." And that is a very formal way of saying, "Yes, I will help you, Rachna." So be formal and use one of these words. So go ahead and say, "Of course I will help you," right? Okay. Now, another way to reply is, "Could you help me please?" Okay. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Or if the person says, "Thank you for helping me," you could say, "That's absolutely fine." That means it's kind of everything's good, yeah, and you're really happy helping the person. So that's absolutely fine is a very formal way of kind of being ready to help someone. Or maybe when someone says thank you for helping them, you could always reply by saying, "That's absolutely fine." It's like saying everything is good, like we're good, all good, yeah. So that's absolutely fine. Now, if someone comes up and tells you, "I really need help, could you help me?" Or, "I really need you to, guide me on this particular thing." And for you, it's very easy because you've done it before and you've done it a couple of times and you won't tell the person, it's no big deal. Don't say it's no big deal. What you could say, it's nothing. I mean, that's all right, it's nothing, you know. Or he's like really pleading you. Maybe he's not sure that you'll be ready to help, but you want him to know it's not a big deal and you're going to help him and he needn't panic so much. So you could say, hey, it's nothing, it's nothing. Now, it's nothing is used for formal, okay, and informal. Well, but if you ask me, I would say it's more of informal. I'd rather use one of these other expressions, but not it's nothing. But yet it is used in the corporate world. You could go in and say, hey, it's nothing, that I'll surely help you, right? And the last one in the formal style is, it's my pleasure. My favorite one, so if someone asks me for help, guidance, support, advice and whatever they want me to do, and I'm in a position to do it at work, I would say, it's my pleasure. Or you can say, it's always my pleasure. Or you can say, the pleasure is all mine. Okay, so that means that it shows that you are absolutely happy to help the person. And that strikes things in the right way, and that's a good way to let people know that you're going to help them, or you're going to guide them or support them, or whatever favor you are going to do. So go ahead and say, it's always my pleasure, or my pleasure always, okay? Let people know that you are happy to help them around and you're always there for them. Okay, friends. So see, these are some formal ways. Now, okay, these are all the formal ways. Let's look at the informal ways. Okay. So a friend comes and asks you, could you help me? Hey, sure thing. Sure thing means surely, absolutely. So it's just a way of saying a sure thing, like definitely, yeah, but it's informal. So friends, my advice is, if you're at work and you're dealing with colleagues or clients, please don't say sure thing. It doesn't sound so good. With friends, family, neighbors, go ahead, sure thing. You can use sure thing. The next one is no worries. I mean, could you help me with this? Oh yeah, no worries. No worries, again, informal, with friends. Not a nice thing to tell your office colleague, you know, could you help me? Yeah, no worries. I mean, why would you want to say no worries? Say sure thing. No. You will say welcome, certainly, or it's my pleasure. So with friends, no worries. Okay, that means it's okay, I'll do it. Okay, the next one is, could you help me? Cool. Now, cool has become such a common expression for everything. People say, oh, cool, let's meet at 4 o'clock. Cool. Could you help me? Cool. So keep this cool with your friends and family. Let's not bring this word into office. Be more formal. It's like cool. It's just like saying yes. Okay. So these are informal ways. Another way of saying, oh, it's so easy for me to do this. It's like not even challenging. You say, it's all gravy. So could you help me with this project? Well, if you're in office, you're going to say, sure, that's absolutely fine. If you're with friends, PPT, oh, it's all gravy for me. So something is very simple. Yeah, so it's all gravy. Another way is, oh, no, could you help me? No probs. No probs? That means no problem, yeah. So obviously you wouldn't have a problem if you're ready to help. So don't say no probs. This is a short form for problem. Yeah, so it's like people say, hey, no probs, I'll see you at 4 o'clock. Okay, cool, no probs. So, well, no probs inside office. Keep all the probs and cool things outside office. And the last one is no sweat. Now, this is another way of saying it's all gravy. So, hey, I have this huge project to complete. I mean, imagine your neighbor tells you this. I have a huge project to complete. I really need your help since you've worked on this before or a similar type before. And you say, hey, that's good. Or you can say, hey, cool, no sweat. No sweat means it's not tedious, it's not difficult. I'm not going to be struggling with it, okay? So when you say no sweat, that means it's simple, it's good to go, and you're going to help them. Okay, friends, so these are a few expressions that you could use in a formal situation, in informal situations, please use them accordingly. Be ready to help people, and when you say yes, either use the formal or the informal style. Alright friends, well, I hope you enjoyed watching this lesson. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.